guys. I know you wanted to see a night 5 run, and I failed last time. I was pretty close, but I failed, so I'll try and do it correctly this time. I won't be doing much commentary because I pretty much already explained everything during the stream, the last stream. Yeah, I should have heard those footsteps, and I mean I heard the footsteps, but I didn't recognize, like, oh, that means he's gone. So that was a screw up on my part. He's right there. This is my second attempt, not my first attempt, just so you know. My first attempt ended in me saying some bad words, and I wasn't sure. You seemed pretty young. You got upset when you accidentally said a bad word, so I wasn't sure how okay you were with that. And the second attempt ended in my sister coming in. So this is my, Anyways, yeah, as you can see, Freddy cannot enter the room. So this is my third attempt. Freddy cannot enter the room because we are on this camera. That's just how that works. You will stay there. Sorry about the silence. These games scare me quite a bit. be as slow as you can. You gotta be absolutely still. Gotta watch out for Chica. You cannot be doing anything that takes power that you don't gotta be doing. Hi, Chica. You kind of scared me a little bit. Okay. I need 5 a.m. That would be a good time for it to be. Okay, this is probably a win. I would have to really screw something up for it to be not a win. I keep hearing footsteps and it's freaking me out. I'm like, oh no, what if somebody's there? But like, is that even what I'm hearing? Like, I'm hearing it so frequently. It feels too frequent to even be reasonably footsteps. No, that's definitely footsteps. Like, how... Is this game just trying to screw with me? Oh, hi. Scared the living crap out of me. Okay. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just look here and just stop. I'm done. I'm not gonna move. There you go. That's how you do it. 6 a.m. to win. Hope I was recording. I think I may have not been, but if I wasn't, big sad. I'm big sad. Alright, well, yeah, that's enough. Stop. Anyways, now that everything's working, you may notice that I seem kind of annoyed because it actually took me a while to get this working, but now that everything is working correctly, I think I'm just going to do a quick run through of the 8K, of the 2K, the 5K, and the 8K runs for all to be customized, so you can get all of the offices that you could want. So we'll start with the 2K run, then the 5K run, and the 8K run. We'll go over all the strategies for all of these runs. It'll be great. Let's go. Okay, starting with the 2K run. On the 2K run, you're just gonna want to use all the characters that are helpless to hurt you. That would be Funtime Chica, El Chip, Old Man Consequences, Helpy, Trash, and the Gang. That is also going to include Phantom Mangle, Phantom Freddy, and Phantom Balloon Boy. This is also going to include Rockstar Foxy, and finally, Phone Guy. That is 2,000 in and of itself. So let's do this. Let's pretend we're on the first office still because we don't have this office yet. Oh, how great. It spawned us into the third office. That's a great thing. It's actually kind of annoying, but, essentially, the only real threat, and it's not even really a threat, it's Old Man Consequences, because he could cause your ventilation to go out because you can't flip the camera back up. But here's the thing, if your ventilation goes out, it doesn't really matter. The reason it doesn't really matter is because, well, nothing here can hurt you. So your only threat is deep.
Today is all about me.
And this is literally it. You literally just sit here, do your thing, and you're essentially good. You've got nothing else to do. You just sit here. You just do this 4 minutes, 30 seconds, and you're good. Now, I'm not going to do all of this because that would be boring and pointless, so I'm going to exit out of this. Because you Alright, now let's look at the 5K run. Now the 5K run still includes all of these characters on account of the fact that they're helpless, but it's also going to include some other characters. First of all, Bonnie. Bonnie is another helpless character that we didn't need before. Another few characters, or we're going to have all the vent characters, alright? Every vent character needs to be on, so that would be Wither Chica. Mangle. That's also going to be Springtrap. That's going to be Enard, or Ennard, however you want to say it. It's going to be Molten Freddy. And that is actually going to be all of them, unless I'm tripping, because I feel like I'm missing somebody, but who cares? And the reason Bonnie is helpless is because Bonnie can't do anything without Foxy. Bonnie is, as I'm sure you've heard me say, Bonnie's helpless without his Foxy counterpart. Now, we're also going to want to have Freddy. We're going to have Withered Bonnie. We're going to have Goldie. We are also going to have Nightmare Freddy. We're going to have Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica. On top of this, we are also going to want to have Balloon Boy and JJ, whatever that may stand for, if anything. Alongside this, we're going to have one more character, and that character is going to be Jack O. Chica, if you like. You could do something else if you want. I don't know. Alright, so this is going to be 5K, and this is going to get you the office that we were just randomly spawned into, so let's pretend we already have 2K and we're going for this. Alright, here's what we're going to have to do. Okay, first thing you gotta know to do. If you want to flip the camera at any point at any time, you have to close these two doors first. Side door, front door. Then, and only then, can you flip up the camera. Right. You may not flip up the camera if, say, these doors are open. That is dangerous and you could die. Anyways, you just want to get through these ads. Always close these doors.
Say cheese.
Reset the ventilation and always close the doors before flipping the camera. Another thing you're going to want to do, don't let the temperature get too low.
Uh-oh.
Keep the
How
temperature down.
unfortunate. Uh-oh. How
Screw you, Dee Dee.
unfortunate.
I don't know who she added, so this might become a completely different thing. But assuming Dee Dee decides to appear, what would happen is that we would just be resetting the ventilation when we needed to. You would have both the fan on and the power generator on. So sound-sensitive characters. I don't know who Dee Dee is, so we couldn't even put this through. Oh, yeah. Of course, always flip on your mask right after flipping the camera down, because you can get honestly, there's no real reason for me to mute these phone calls because we don't have any sound-sensitive animatronics. The only reason I'm doing it is out of habit. That was very good. But anyways, you get the idea. You just repeat the process indefinitely. Now, for the who did you add? Who did you add? Who did you add? I'm blind. I literally cannot tell who she added. Oh, after. Yeah, he's. No, you don't want it. Okay. Now, for the AK run. The AK run is also fairly simple. It's just more of what we just did, really. So going after AK. So, more characters you want to have. You're going to want to have Nightmare. You're going to want to have Nightmare Fredbear. You are going to want to have Nightmare Mangle. You're going to want to have all the plushy characters, alright? I'm sure you know what I've told you about the plushy characters already, but we will be going over it again just in case you forgot. We'll have Ballora. Ballora is a wizard. We'll have Rockstar Chica. We'll have Scrap Baby. We will have Afton. I know is what I said just not to have, but be quiet. We'll have all of the mediocre melons. And then we can have one more animatronic. And honestly, it can really be whoever you think would be fit. And I would say Rockstar Freddy. He's the easiest here. Now here's what you're going to want to do for this AK run. And I'm going to try and finish the AK run because I know this is the hardest run I'm going to be doing. And you probably want a full thing on it. So I'll try and finish it. It may not be on my first try because it is a rather difficult run. As you can see, I've only got 8.8k. I'm going after 9k right now. So this is even a difficult run. Anyways, I can't commentate while recording this one. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to do it without commentating with my microphone off, and then afterwards I'll explain everything that I did. Alright? Cool.
Freddy doesn't like. Thank you for depositing 5 coins. Thank you for depositing 5 coins. Freddy doesn't like. Thank you for depositing 5 coins. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now.
And there you have it. That is how you would get AK in a game like this. So obviously I wasn't able to commentate there because AK is a rather difficult run, and commentating and doing that at the same time would not have been possible for me. So now that I've done that, I just kind of want to go over everything that I did, how I did what I did, and how you can do what I just did. That's essentially it. I did provide a keyboard overlay. I'm not sure if it's working correctly, but you should be able to see what buttons I was pressing so you can get an idea of what I did. That being said, that's all of it. I'm going to have to edit this video, and then I'll give it to you, and it'll be great. You'll be great. Yeah. Bye. Anywho and anyways, time to explain what I was doing during... Let me close my door. It's open and it's going to bother me. Anywho, anyways, time for me to explain what was up with the AK run. So I'll be watching it, I'll be explaining what I was doing. Again, I have some keyboard overlay so you can see what buttons I'm pressing. I hope that would be useful to you. I'm sorry if it's not, I guess. But anyways. So let's look at the run. Okay, so first thing I do, quite a few things, right? So let's go over everything I just did there. The first thing I did was I pressed 1 on my keyboard, then I pressed space. I'm not going to press that because I don't want to continue the video, but what that'll do is it'll disable the fan. Now then what I did is I actually didn't go straight to camera 2, I went to the duct cameras. Now the reason I went to the duct cameras is simply because I needed to place an audio lure in the middle of the intersection. I'll show you exactly where that is there. So just watch it again. Let me try to pause it. Right there. You want to place an audio lure right there. That's the first thing you want to do. That has got to be there. Right? Now. Then I went to camera 2 and I immediately put the camera back down because that was all my business there. Did you see that? How quickly I flipped it down after switching to camera 2. Right, so that's what you're going to do. Now you'll also notice that right before I flipped up the camera, I closed the left door and the front vent. Now the reason I did that was just in case any vent characters want to come in, or in case Freddy wanted to pop on by. I do this every single time I flip up the camera. Right, and then I shine the other people away, and then I turned the fan on and I turned the power generator on. Now remember, the fan is enabled with space and the power generator is enabled with 1. I put my mask on if I hear buzzing, because if you hear buzzing, that means either Toy Bonnie or Toy Chica is there. So if you're on the camera and you hear buzzing, you gotta get down quickly so you can deal with them. Now you can't hear anything right now because I'm muting, so you can see this. If you want to go back, just watch the run. Now I skip L-Chip's ad by pressing enter, or you can click skip. It's a better practice to press enter. It'll be useful for when you start adding a Nightmare onto your runs. Now remember, L-Chip's ads can only appear every 10th second. So right before every 10th second, you can see the time up here, you got to be ready to press enter, right? So that'll be useful for you. Now, another thing you may have noticed if you're paying attention to what my keyboard was doing is, let me see if I did it. There you go. Did you see that? I pressed 3 before I flipped up my camera. Now, after the first time, you want to do that every single time. Right before you flip up your camera, you want to close the left door, the mid-vent door, which is this door up here, the front one, and you're going to want to press 3. This will enable the heater. 3 is for the heater. This will also sometimes negate Rockstar Freddy. Now, if Rockstar Freddy asks for coins, just give it to him. There's no reason to trick him unless you don't have a choice. And catch L-Chip's fish, because if you don't, you could screw you over. More on and more on. Nothing special here. just shining the phantoms away, catching fishes, and just leave the fan on and leave the power generator on, because this is not a run that necessitates a lot of power, so you don't need to be super management about, managerial, I don't know. But you don't got to be super strict about power, because this is not a very power-consuming run in the first place. Now, remember, Rockstar Chica's sign, it has to remain on the left. Right? Now, okay, well, you'll notice what do I do here, right? The power went above 100 degrees, and I actually made a mistake here. The power went above 100 degrees, and I turned on the fan and the AC at the same time. Now, that is the correct thing to do, yes. But another thing you're going to want to do is close both doors, because what happens is Jacko Chica will appear on the cameras as the building becomes overheated. If she becomes too vivid and is like standing there, then you gotta close both doors to make her go away. Now, if the office is above 100 degrees, it's not gonna work, right? Closing both doors isn't gonna work. So the instant I got back to 99 degrees, I should have closed both doors, but I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't, and it could have killed me. So you should remember to do that. So catch the fish. Good. Fortunately, it didn't kill me. Same old, skipping ads. Try and keep the place cool. Now, again, watch my keyboard. Did you see how I pressed 3 before I flipped up the camera? Remember, the only thing I do on the camera is I just go straight, I reset the ventilation, I come back down, and then I open the doors back up. Because I close the doors before I flip them up. And use the heater before I flip them up. Those are all very important. Nothing to see here, just me doing my thing. It's a very repetitious run, assuming you don't like completely screw yourself over. Now, I know you can't hear right now, but you heard it back when you watched the run, if you did watch it with the audio. You do have to listen closely for Ballora. She's probably the most... She's going to kill you the most in this. And you got to flip the mask on every time you put the camera down, because Withered Bonnie, or much more likely Golden Freddy, is going to screw you over if you don't. So, do that. I just realized that... Okay, I'm an idiot. I just realized that if I have my webcam on right now, which I'm pretty sure I do, it's going to be directly on top of my... Oh god, I am huge brain. Okay. Again, same process, closing both the doors, pressing 3. I think I pressed 3. If I missed it, that was a mistake. Now, you may be wondering, why do we press 3 before we flip up the camera? The reason for that is because of the mediocre melodies. Now, with the exception of Happy Frog, all the mediocre melodies can be pushed back with the heater so that they stay away from you. Now, Happy Frog is very unlikely to get past the audio alert. She almost never does, so she's really not a problem. I don't even know if she can get past audio alerts. So putting the audio alert there was very important. That's why we do it so quickly, because if audio alert gets if Happy Frog gets past where you put the audio alert before you put it, you're kind of screwed, because you don't have that much time to micromanage the mediocre melodies and Happy Frog and all these people. And the rest of them can just be pushed away with the heater, which is why we do the heater thing. Now remember, when you use the heater, it'll automatically turn off your fan. And once you go back to the power generator, after you use the heater, of course, because once you're done using the heater, it's very important. Once you're done using the heater, which you should only use for a few seconds, just go back to the power generator and then turn the fan back on, because the heater turns off your fan automatically. Now you may be wondering, why aren't I pressing S to flip the camera? That is actually more difficult, and it is less efficient. All right, so just use your mouse. Because it gets your mouse moving and it gets you ready to go whatever camera you want, or click whatever button you want, because you're not going to the camera for no reason, surely. And basically, this is the home stretch. It's a very repetitious process. I hope you get it at this point. That's basically it. Here, you'll see me win. There you go. That's it. That is how you do it. That is how you win. So hopefully this will be useful in you getting 8K. Now let's look over the Night 5 runs, because I was commentating during my Night 5 run, but I don't think it was very clear to understand, so I'll go over that as well. Let's go to that. Alright, let's get out of this. Alright. Go away. Nobody wants you. And then we'll just go to my videos. Where's the one? Here we go. This is the video where I beat night 5. This is it. Alright. So let's go to that. Yeah, okay, this is the one. Okay. So first things you gotta know. First of all, you don't have to check on Foxy. You don't ever have to check on Foxy, because Foxy can be stalled simply by looking at the cameras. You don't have to look specifically at Pirate Cove, which is a mistake that a lot of people make, right? They'll look specifically at Pirate Cove thinking that stalls him, and it does stall him, but you can look anywhere. It doesn't matter as long as you're looking on a camera. Second thing, Freddy, he cannot enter the room if you're on camera 4B, even if he was standing right on 4B. It doesn't matter whether or not your door is open. If you are on camera 4B and Freddy is standing there, you're fine. Doesn't matter. You don't gotta close the door. This is how you save power, right? Because he almost never leaves, right? The only way you can get him to leave is to like close the door when he's there and then look to a different camera, and then he might backtrack one camera back and then come straight back. But he'll never like just start going backwards. He's not into that. So you don't want to waste power. Second thing, if you hear Chica in the kitchen, you don't got to be checking the right light. Now this is a mistake I make. I check the right light, the right door light, irrationally a million times. It's not a huge mistake, really. But if you want to be like super, whatever, efficient, which you're going to need to if you want to do 420, which unfortunately I haven't recorded, but I did do, you're going to need to be super efficient. Bonnie can appear at the left door at any time. And so because of this, you don't actually have to ever check 4B. Or sorry, you don't have to check any camera other than 4B. So let's get into the room, right? Now, you can finish with more power than I did. I finished with 1% power, which you can do better than that. You can. I've done better. But here, let's watch. So I go straight to camera 4B, as you see. I click Freddy's nose for good luck or something. I don't know. And let's zoom in here. This is garbage. Okay. And it's very simple, because I don't think I very rarely check on Foxy during this run, because there's really no reason to. I started doing it towards the beginning because it doesn't matter if I look away from 4B in the beginning. It doesn't matter if you look away from 4B until Freddy is at 4B, which would be pretty soon. He usually gets there by about, I think, like 2 or 3 a.m. Maybe I'm off. I don't really know. Now, you notice that I don't, unlike with Ultimate Custom Night, I don't look at the camera for a split second, right? And then turn it down. I stay on the camera for extended periods of time so that I keep Foxy at bay. Because I got to keep him at bay for the entire night. He cannot appear during this night. Now, that's basically the gist of it. If anybody appears at your door, close the door. Listen for footsteps. If you hear pots and pans in the kitchen, you don't got to check the right light. I mean, if I skip, you'll see I'm literally... Okay, wait, let's get to when Freddy appears. Let's go here, per se. I don't know if Freddy's here by this point. He is. Okay, let's... Now you'll notice that he's not entering the room, because I am on camera 4B. He cannot enter the room. Now, it's at this point that I cannot check Pirate's Cove, because I can't leave 4B. I would have to close the right door and then go to 1C. And that would be a waste of power. Alright, so I'm not doing that, as you see. So, I'm just sort of... I mean, it's the same process. Nothing changes. It's a very, very repetitive run, right? It's almost boring. It is scary, just because I think this game is scary. It stresses me out. I think it's creepy. I get easily scared because I suck. I mean, look, if I skip, what do you think has changed here? The answer is nothing. Absolutely nothing has changed here. I'm doing these. I mean, look at my face. I look bored. Look at that. It's repetitive, right? It's a very repetitive process. And you just keep doing this. And when it gets to 5 a.m., don't freak out. Just keep doing what you're doing. So let's say I skip to the end. I'm at 5% power. Now here's the only real thing that changes. And this is actually what caused me to screw up during the stream last time. Right? Is I got, once you get to 2% power, about 3% power, just stop. Right? You see, I just stopped doing things. I stopped doing everything. I just sit there and I don't do anything. because even if somebody gets in, it doesn't matter. I'm about to run out of power anyways. And boom, 6 a.m., 6 a.m. That is how you do night 5. Maybe I'll do a 420 tutorial at some point. That's kind of difficult, but I will maybe do it. Yeah, that's essentially what you do. That is night 5 in a nutshell. I hope that's useful for you. Anyways, goodbye. I hope you didn't. I mean, you may have beaten night 5 once I left. That would be depressing, but there you go. Same thing applies to night 6. That's exactly how night 6 is done. So I hope that's useful. Anyways, that's pretty much all the coverage that we need. I don't think I need, I mean, if you really want me to, I'll do it. But I don't think I need to cover how 2K and 5K are done, because A, I'm pretty sure you've already done those, and B, it was pretty simplistic. Goodbye.